Okay, before you start denying everything, just answer me this. How many cultures have to describe the same tiny angry cave creature before you admit something's up?
0. The answer is literally 0 because folklore is not biology.
Oh, so Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, Germany, and Scandinavia, they all just accidentally made up the same underground dude?
Yeah, dude, that's how a myth works. Shared archetypes, human imagination.
Shared archetype? That's what you're calling the bone-cracking goblin men?
Dude, no one's cracking bones.
Woo, Scandinavian trolls literally smashed livestock and sucked the marrow out of bones.
Stop saying marrow like that.
Freaking marrow.
I hate you.
You don't hate me, dude. You're just uncomfortable because deep down, you know, if tiny cave people are real, you've been walking over their ceiling your whole life.
Yeah, except there are no tiny cave people.
Dude, if tiny cave people don't exist, then explain why people route roads around elf rocks.
I don't know, dude. Culture preservation or something?
Oh, okay. So when modern engineers refuse to bulldoze a fairy mound, that's culture? But when I say something's living under it, suddenly I'm crazy.
Yeah, because you are.
You're just scared, dude.
Of what?
Oh, simple, dude. Being dragged into a tunnel that's slightly too small for your shoulders.
Literally nothing is dragging me anywhere.
Yeah, and that confidence is exactly how you get dragged, dude.
I'm literally not worried about subterranean folklore creatures.
Yeah, that's a lot of words for I sleep with a nightlight.
I do not sleep with a nightlight.
Motion sensor bathroom lights count, dude.
That's practical.
Yeah, so is iron, apparently. You notice how every single culture says that they hate iron?
Okay, first off, are you saying iron?
Yeah, dude, iron.
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 It's iron.
No, iron.
Dude, it's spelt iron.
No, dude, actually it's spelled iron. Okay, dude? Because you got the I and then the R and the O. So there's the vowel, this consonant, and then the freaking vowel again. All right? So it sounds.
Okay. The only thing that sounds is nuts, and you sound nuts.
Oh, I'm the one that sounds nuts. Dude, you can't even freaking word.
I can literally word. You know what? Just forget it. Okay? Iron replaced bronze and symbolized technology dominance. All right? It's a symbolic thing. That's why they're scared of it.
Okay, or it hurts them.
Dude, there is no them.
All right, dude, you sound a little defensive.
No, actually, I sound rational.
Dude, you literally sound like someone who heard a rock shift in the wood once and then never emotionally recovered.
Okay, that was a deer?
Was it?
Yes.
Did you see it?
No.
Interesting.
You're exhausting.
Yeah, dude, and you're aggressively boring.
We are discussing folklore, historical belief systems, and cultural anthropology.
Cool, and I'm discussing the possibility that humanity has been gaslighting itself for the last 2,000 years about tiny territorial hill gremlins.
No, actually, that's not what we're doing.
That's absolutely what we're doing.
I can't believe I agreed to this.
Too late, dude. We're talking fairies, trolls, cabals. You know, the possibility that something small, angry, and underground has been minding its business for centuries.
They are not real.
Prove it.
You can't prove a negative.
Exactly, dude.
Oh my god, you're insufferable.
Yeah, dude, and you're freaking nervous.
I am not nervous.
Okay, then say it confidently.
There are no underground humanoid creatures.
Okay. You said that really fast.
Start the show.
Whatever you say, dude. Welcome to The Witch Show, where smart meets stupid and somehow makes sense. My name's Georgie, and I'm thinking out loud so you don't have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Witch Show. From what I think seriously to you.
WITS, The Witch Show.
Cool story,
bro. Welcome back to The Witch Show. Thank you so much for joining me every Saturday at 7 a.m., just like usual. I love you guys. I love that you return. I love that you support the show. You know, I could not do this without your support, so make sure that you go and support me on the Facebook page. You leave a comment, you share, you tell your friends about the show. Share and tell everybody, because the bigger the community gets, the better the show gets. And that's what we're building here, is a community, not just a show, but a witch show family, if you will. That being said, if you guys have any suggestions for the show, anything you want me to do a deep dive into, hit me up in my comments section and let me know. I always take your guys' thoughts into consideration and typically look into whatever you suggest very often. Anyway, without further ado, what if I told you that for thousands of years, human beings didn't think that we were alone? Not in the sky, not in the ocean, but right here under our feet. Not aliens, not demons, not ghosts. Something smaller, something older, something that lived in the hills, in the caves, in the hollow places beneath the earth. And here's the part that makes it hard to brush off. This wasn't just folklore told to children. Entire communities structured their lives around these beings. Roads were routed, farms were adjusted, homes were built around invisible paths. Grown adults, educated, respected adults, swore that they saw them. across Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, Scandinavia, Germany, and Slavic Europe. Cultures separated by language and geography describe the same core creatures. Small, humanoid, underground, territorial, dangerous when disturbed. Different names like, fairies, trolls, cabals, the hidden people. But eerily similar behavior. And these weren't sparkly Disney fairies. These were bone-cracking, livestock-stealing, child-swapping beings that people genuinely feared. Feared enough to change how they lived. So, we're not asking whether Tinkerbell is real. We're asking something way more uncomfortable. What if all these legends, every fairy mound, every troll cave, every warning about not following lights into the woods are fragmented memories of something humanity once shared this planet with? And what if the only reason we call them myths now is because they learn how to stay out of sight? Let's start with something that people can't really debate. In rural Ireland, fairy belief wasn't bedtime whimsy. It shaped land ownership, architecture, and daily behavior. Even in the 20th century, farmers refused to leave certain ring forts, known locally as fairy forts. These are real architectural structures, many dating back to the Iron Ages. Yeah, that's right. They still exist. You can still visit them. What's fascinating isn't that they exist, it's that the modern road projects have literally been routed to avoid disturbing them. And it wasn't just superstition whispered by children. In 1999, a major road near Tara was delayed because locals feared disturbing fairy paths. Builders reported equipment failure, accidents, and injuries. Whether coincidence or not, workers attributed it to the good people. Even educated adults, engineers, landowners, officials, they publicly admitted that they didn't want to risk it. Now, let's pivot north. In Iceland, belief in the Holden folk, the hidden people, remains culturally embedded. Surveys in the last 20th century showed a surprising number of Icelanders either believing in them or refusing to deny their existence outright. There are documented cases of construction projects being altered to avoid elf rocks, not medieval peasants, but modern-day contractors. That's your first factual anchor. Across Scotland, fairy lore included challenging stories, whether a healthy baby was believed to be swapped for something sickly, shriveled, and wrong. These beliefs were so serious that historically, some children were harmed under the assumption that they were not human. That's the dark edge of belief. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. When independent cultures, Celtic, Scandinavian, Slavic, all describe small human beings living alongside humanity, not as gods, not as metaphors, but as neighbors. You don't get to dismiss that as a single fairy tale. Because that's a pattern, dude. Oh, and we're just getting started. In 1917, two young girls in England produced photographs that would shake educated society. The famous Cottingley fairies, yes, they were later admitted as staged, but here's what matters. Grown adults believed them, not random adults. We're talking about Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, a man whose fictional characters was built on logic and dedication. He publicly defended authenticity of these photos. Think about that. The father of the world's most rational detective believed fairies were real. Now, let's move further back. In 1691, the Scottish minister Robert Kirk wrote The Secret Commonwealth, a detailed account on what he called a hidden race living parallel to humanity. He didn't write it as a fantasy. He documented behaviors, habits, and physical descriptions. He described them as intelligent, organized, and capable of harming humans. But shortly after writing it, he died under strange circumstances. Local legend says he didn't die, he was taken. That legend persists in the village of Aberfoyle to this day. Oh, and it gets darker than that. In the Scandinavian accounts, trolls weren't sparkly woodland pixies. They were violent. They dragged livestock into caves. They smashed skulls against rock faces. Some folklore described hunters finding animals torn open. Ribs split, organs missing, blamed on trolls. Gore wasn't a metaphor, it was explanation. Now, pause. Across Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, Germany, and Scandinavia, different languages, different countries, we see the same core descriptions. Small or humanoid beings, living underground or in hills, hostile when disturbed, territorial, capable of mimicking human beings. You don't have proof, but you have convergence. And convergence is interesting because here's the uncomfortable question. What if they weren't describing imagination? What if they were describing encounters? Strip away the green hats, the stone clubs, the glowing wings, all the cultural costumes, and the stories across Europe start looking eerily similar. Ireland's Aussie, Iceland's Huldafolk, German kobold, Scandinavian trolls, Slavic damavi. Different names, same blueprint. Small, humanoid, territorial, living underground in hills, caves, and mounds. Active at night, sensitive to iron. Blamed for stolen livestock. Oh, and children. That's not random imagination. That's behavioral consistency. Many of those fairy hills were actually ancient burial mounds. Prehistorical tombs encountered long after their builders were gone. Europe is riddled with tunnel systems, passage, graves, cave networks, and lava tubes. Some so tight, only small bodies could navigate them. And folklore keeps repeating the same line. They live beneath us, not beyond us, not in the sky, or under our feet. Then there's the iron problem. Stories say iron harms or repels them, a detail that explodes in popularity during the Iron Ages, when humans gained superior weapons. Why iron specifically? Why not wood or stone? It almost reads like a memory of technological shift, the moment humans gained the upper hand over something that once had it. The darker accounts don't help. Livestock drained of blood, bone cracked open for marrow, changelings described as pale, thin, large-headed, dark-eyed, sickly. Those aren't whimsical fairy details. They're physical descriptors. If you were a medieval farmer hearing scratching under your floorboards while your child grew suddenly weak and unfamiliar, what words would you use? Fairy folk? It's a lot less terrifying than something else living in the earth. So here's the wit's question. What if trolls, fairies, kobolds, and leprechauns aren't separate myths at all? What if they're fragmented memories of one subterranean species? Small, intelligent, territorial, and forced to retreat as humans expanded. Because folklore doesn't say they died out, it says they moved, hid, withdrew, and that we should not disturb their paths. Not extinction, adaptation. And maybe the reason stories lasted so long is because just enough people kept seeing something to keep them alive. So here's where we land. No hard proof, no preserved skeletons labeled fairy, do not touch, no troll fossils in museum gift shops, but what we do have is something almost just as powerful. Convergence, independent culture across centuries describing the same type of being. Small, intelligent, underground, territorial, dangerous if provoked type. And belief so strong it shaped laws, construction, farming, even how people raise their children. That's not imagination on a whim. That's something that mattered. Maybe it was psychological. Maybe it was early humans trying to explain predators, disease, or tragedy. Or maybe, and this is the uncomfortable maybe, it was memory. A leftover imprint of encounters with something that once shared our landscape. Something that adapted differently. Something that realized the smartest move wasn't to fight humanity, but to avoid it. Because extinction is loud. Retreat? Well, that's quiet. And the part that sticks with me? No tradition says they died out. They say they withdrew. They moved deeper. They watch. They don't like iron. They don't like being disturbed. They don't like us building over their paths. So the next time you're hiking and you hear a small rock shift behind you, not a deer, not wind, just something deliberate, maybe it's nothing, or maybe it's a reminder that for most of human history, we didn't believe we were alone down here. Anyway, sleep tight, and remember, this is The Witch Show, where smart meets stupid and somehow makes sense. I'm Georgie, and I'm always thinking out loud so you don't have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Witch Show from What I Think Seriously to You.
WITS, The Witch Show.
Cool story, bro.
So, multiple cultures describe small underground humanoids that hate iron, steal stuff, and live in hills, and that's just coincidence?
Yep, exactly.
Not even a little weird?
Nope.
Not when you're hiking and you hear a rock slide behind you?
Gravity.
Yeah, except gravity doesn't breathe, dude.
Rocks don't breathe.
Then why do construction crews avoid elf rocks?
I don't know, dude. Cultural sensitivity or something.
Or maybe it's fear, dude.
Dude, nobody's afraid of cave fairies.
Yeah, you say that like you're trying to convince yourself, dude. If there were a tunnel behind your house, you'd check it out, right?
Yeah, like during the day.
Ah, practical. Like iron fences and rerouted roads.
We do not live in medieval Ireland.
No, of course not, dude. We live above thousands of miles of tunnels.
We don't know that.
Exactly, dude.
You're not implying that underground goblins live beneath suburbia.
All I'm saying is that retreating beats extinction.
Okay, stop.
And staying quiet beats fighting.
Stop.
If you hear scratching under your floor tonight,
It's pipes.
you're not going to check, are you?
Roll the song.
Rap, bap, 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 bap. Now say it properly.
Oh my God. Jarvis, roll the song.
Built my house on a hollow ground. Didn't think twice when I heard that sound. Little rock shift, but I played it cool. Iron in my fence like a safety rule. Grandma said, don't dig too deep. Fair folk don't like when you lose sleep. Troll bones cracked in the midnight chill. Something small living under the hill. You say it's myth, you say it's lore, but why they reroute every road before? Why they whisper when the sun goes down? Why nobody builds on sacred ground? Hey, if they never left, what does that mean? Tiny little shadows in the in-between. Hey, you can laugh, but you won't dig still. Something's moving under the hill. Hey, iron gates and a locked front door doesn't mean that they're not your floor. You can call it fake until you hear that scratch under the hill. Under the hill. Scratch under the hill. Marrow bones and a broken stall. Livestock gone but no tracks at all. Different names but the same old thing. Hidden folk in the iron sting. Ireland hills and the Iceland stone. Engineers say just to leave it alone. Call it culture, call it fear. Why they still avoid it here? Shared a planet long ago. Different path but the same shadow. You say extinct, I say retreat. Smart enough to not compete. Hey, if they never left, what does that mean? Tiny little shadows in the in-between. You can laugh but you won't dig still. Something's breathing under the hill. Hey, concrete poured but it won't fulfill what was living under the hill. Say it's fake until you hear that knock under the hill. Under the hill. You hear that knock under the hill. Don't whistle at night, don't follow the light. Don't dig where the ground feels wrong. Don't laugh too loud when the woods get loud and something hums along. Hey, if they never left, what does that mean? Tiny little lies you've never seen. You can joke, but you won't stay.